So, wow, first and foremost, I want to give all praise, glory, and the highest honor to Yahweh, bahasham, Yahawashi, bahasham, racha, kodash. Double honor to elders and apostles of Great Millstone. So, wow, to hopefully elect of Hebrew Israelites. This is Brother Arak coming back. Okay. Didn't go out today, still quite cold and Jake under the weather a bit. So, Lord willing, next week I'm gonna go out. Let me begin with Numbers chapter 18. So, okay, Numbers chapter 1, verse 18. And they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month, and they declared their pedigrees after their families by the house of their fathers, according to the number of the names from 20 years old and upward by the poll. Okay? Which this scripture shows you that is determined by your father what is your nationality. Okay, and this is even evident when you look at the tribes, when you look at the history. Okay, you have, for example, Joseph, his two sons, Ephraim and Manasseh, their woman, their father, Joseph, was with a woman from Egypt, okay? Yet the sons came out as the patriarchs of the 12 tribes, okay? Of the tribe of Ephraim and tribe of Manasseh. But it's because their father was son of Jacob, okay? Abraham, it's even, that's a clue. Abraham, Isaac and Jacob. So it's never been about both parents, or there is no such things as half-breed or mixed. You are who your father is, okay? That's according to the scriptures, okay? Showing you the modern days, the small hatters, they going all the way fucking off, man. They don't know what the fuck going on, man. Just reading out the Talmud. I asked the chat the other day, do the modern day small hatters, or the small hatters, fake JWOs, which one do they put more emphasis on, the Bible, the Old Testament, which they call the Tanakh, or on Talmud? And guess what it said? It said that Talmud, and it's not even close. Okay, so they're going off their bullshit. You see? So like, yeah. Let me do it this way, man. I ain't gotta sneeze on camera, man. You know what I'm saying? God, this is Romans chapter 8, verse 16. The Spirit itself beareth witness with our spirit that we are the children of the Most High. Yeah, because now you may ask, okay, if the tribes is based on the Father, and as the years go by, how you know who is an Israelite, okay? Because clearly you cannot tell it by appearance alone. Look at Neymar Jr.'s son, you look at Blake Griffin's son. Those are Israelites that pass as Edomites, okay? So in all the cases, you're not going to be able to look at their photo album, their family tree, who is the father of the father of the father of the father. No, you have to go by spirit. Okay? And speaking as a man, there is some Jakes that look like Edomites or the other nations, which you just know that, hey, that's an Israelite. And then there are others which you say that you speculate, you know, they may be an Israelite. So as you see here is a spiritual thing. Okay. What you got in these days, you got the tribes coming together, man. I should also go into that. And that would be Jeremiah 37. The Lord willing, I'm going to go back to that. Or Lord willing, I'm going to go to that chapter as well. Okay, Jeremiah 12 and 9. Mine heritage is unto me as a speckled bird. The birds round about are against her. Come ye, assemble all the beasts of the field, come to devour. Okay, showing you how people come in different appearances. Okay, it's not just you see a man who looks like Usain Bolt or 50 Cent. You say, hey, that's an Israelite. Or you see a man that look like Ryan Garcia or you know, someone of the Northern Kingdom, and you say, hey, that's an Israelite. It doesn't work like that. Only because also there's people that look like 50 Cent or, you know, someone of the Northern Kingdom, Slovakia, but they actually are not Israelites, but they go back to Esau or to other nations, because remember, you are who your father is. So through the years, man, there's been a lot of mix-ups, you see. So I can bear with me a moment. This, and do like this. Yeah, man. And waiting for new bodies, you know what I'm saying? Waiting for a new body. Hey, I should go into that also. Let me just read first concerning our forefather Jacob. And we begin from Genesis chapter 25 verse 19. And these are the generation of Isaac, Abraham's son. Abraham begat Isaac. And Isaac was 40 years old when he took Rebekah to wife, the daughter of Bethuel the Syrian of Padan Aram, the sister to Laban the Syrian. And Isaac entreated the Lord Yahweh for his wife, because she was barren, and the Lord Yahweh was entreated of him, and Rebekah his wife conceived. Okay, she would go on to have twins. the children struggled to, verse 22, and the children struggled together within her, and she said, if it be so, why am I thus? And she went to inquire of the Lord Yahweh. And the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels, and one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger. Which you see, you have some people saying that, hey, how can there be 2 different nations of Esau and Jacob, because they had the same parents? How, they have little brothers, how can they be different nations? Well, it tells it to you here. There's been a separation made. What is so complicated about that? It shouldn't be complicated. There's 2 manner of people. The elder shall serve the younger. Okay, who is the elder? That's Esau. When is Esau really going to serve us? In the kingdom, man. That's the 1,000 years servitude, man. And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb. And the first came out red all over like an hairy garment, and they called his name Esau. Okay? You see? Which means red. Okay? So okay, Esau, Ishashwa means wasted away. Which, wasted away is he, wasted away is the pigment. That's what Esau means. But then Edom, that's what's red. Okay? Gone. And after that came his brother out, and his hand took hold on Esau's heel, and his name was called Jacob. Okay, so Jacob was the younger, the elder shall serve the younger. And Isaac was 60 years old when she bare them, meaning 60 years old. And the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of the field, and Jacob was a plain man dwelling in tents. Esau was a wild man. That's what the elder apostles they brought out, which is true. Which there is even a television show here in Finland called Röli, which after all these years it makes sense now. This is representing Edomites. There are many municipalities here in Finland that has the wild man in their crest. Okay, wild man, it says the definition by wording a person who is not socialized. It's going into Esau, Edom, man. It's Esau, Edom. Okay. Check this out, man. When you put in wild man, this is what you get. This is Esau. Okay. And now let me put in what you would call Röli, or the Finnish show. Finnish television show. I remember I used to watch this show as a child. Röli, sometimes called Rogo in English. You see, where you have this wild man, who's just goofing around in the forest. This is a wild man. This is a definition of a wild man. So, hey, this is the Edomites. being exposed. Which let me, bear with me. I'm gonna just check out the municipality crests of Finland, because you're gonna see that wild man in, I wanna say more than one. Which that is truth in plain sight, which this Finland is a Edomite hub. I estimate of the so-called white people here in Finland, I think some 90% are Edomites, man. You don't really have, it's not like New York. No, you don't really have the nations here. Which also you have, check out this crest of Joroinen. It's a municipality here in Finland. Showing you what they're about, man. Also in many crests they have the serpent. For example, this is Jyväskylä. It's also a city. You see they have the serpent, because that's that serpent that was in the garden with Adam and Eve, who is a man. That's Edom. So in this country they're actually telling you subliminally that they're Edomites. Now bear with me, I'm going through them. I want to see the one where you have the wild man in the coat of arms or the crest. And like I said, I believe there's more than one. Okay, yeah, I found it, man. It's Lappeenranta. Metsäläinen. That's funny. They call this metsäläinen, which basically means someone from the wilderness. Okay, or someone for the forest. Okay, so this the coat of arms or crest of Lappeenranta. Who do you see here? See the wild man. This is the wild man. This is Edom. What did I just read in Genesis 25:27? And the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter and a man of the field. That's a wild man. And so like that, I have to, deal with my nose. Which, let me see if there is another one. Which doesn't, maybe that's the only one, Lappeenranta. Because I thought there is another one also with that. me see. But you already saw the one, right? That was man from the wilderness, man from the forest. The wild man. Yeah. Okay, I'm just about through all this. Yeah, okay, so that was the only one. Let me see if there's of the old ones that they have since taken away. Just bear with me for a moment, man. Yeah, there's quite many of. Yeah, yeah. I'm not gonna go through all this. Yeah, but you saw the one. You saw the one coat of arms. Okay. But you know, that's the flesh going against the spirit, because before I started this this video, I didn't even have to sneeze. But once you go do the work of the Lord, then you see what happens. The scriptures say the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. Okay, Genesis 25 and 28. And Isaac loved Esau because he did eat of his venison. Okay, because you know Esau was hunting and then Jacob was eating it. But and then Isaac was eating it. But Rebekah loved Jacob. You see? Yeah, and Jacob saw pottage, and Esau came from the field, and he was faint. And Esau said to Jacob, "Feed me, I pray thee, with that same red pottage, for I am faint." Therefore was his name called Edom. And Jacob said, "Sell me this day thy birthright." And Esau said, "Behold, I am at the point to die. And what profit shall this birthright do to me?" And Jacob said, "Swear to me this day." And he swore to him, and he sold his birthright unto Jacob. Okay, which we're gonna go to Hebrews next. You see, Esau is a vain person. Then Jacob gave Esau bread and pottage of lentils, and he did eat and drink, and rose up and went his way. Thus Esau despised his birthright. Why? Because he's a wild man. You know, he wasn't he wasn't theological. But now there's a scripture which says, "Thou wiser than Daniel." So, as the scriptures say, knowledge shall be increased. You know, in these days, you know, the elites of Esau, Edom, even some other Edomites in the world, you know, the Most High has you know, given them to an extent, you know, some knowledge, some insight. Okay, Hebrews 12 and 14. Follow peace with all men and holiness, without which no man shall see the Lord. Looking diligently, lest any man fail of the grace of the Most High, lest any root of bitterness springing up trouble you, and thereby many be defiled. Lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau, who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright. So Edomite, and it says also fornicator, okay, profane. Yeah, that's a vain person, man. Profane. Verse 17, for ye know how that afterward, when he would have inherited the blessing, he was rejected, for he found no place of repentance, though he sought it carefully with tears. So for Esau, man, there is no hope. Okay, they threw, 8,000 years, then Obadiah 1:18. Okay. Right, let me switch gears a little bit. I want to go to Ezekiel 37. Yeah, let me just begin from verse 1. The hand of the Lord Yahweh was upon me and carried me out in the spirit of the Lord and set me down in the midst of the valley, which was full of bones. Okay, which is mostly talking about America, that's the major hub for this truth, Babylon. And in Ezekiel chapter 3, verse 3, what is the instruction given pretty much to all of the Israelite men that have woken up to this truth? Son of man, eat this roll, which is the whole Bible, and go on and teach the house of Israel. Amongst what we teach who are people, who they are, their inheritance. Okay, get Jacob closer to their Lord, Yahweh, in the name of Yahawashi in these times. That's the only name through which you can receive salvation. What was the message of Yahawashi? Repent, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Now it's you see the state that the world is in, man. You see all these companies going bankrupt, you see the wars and rumors of war, you see all the instability, you see the mental health problems in the younger generations, pretty much how fucked up they are in the head, just doing some fucking, TikTok memes, 24/7. There's no fucking hope, AI, just fucking robots. The technology of the microchip, it's not getting better. You see that it's just getting worse and worse and worse. So, being realistic, man, how much longer does this kingdom have, man, of this world system? Pretty much depends when they want to shut down this world system and push out these agendas, to banking families, problem, reaction, solution. The real action is in the reaction. I just heard that from the second to last camp of elder apostles. The real action is in the reaction. Okay, pressure from above, pressure from below. Okay. So you see, it's gonna be the time of Jacob's trouble. Now I want to get some scriptures for that, because in these times, when the Jacob's trouble is near. Yeah, that's Daniel. So you have to lean on something. You cannot just think that what you're gonna trust yourself, what some boxing, some wrestling, whatever, MMA, or your army person, you know how to survive in the wilderness. You think that's gonna cut it? Nah. You need the Lord, man. Because this is Daniel 12 verse 1, and at that time Michael shall stand up, the great prince which standeth for the children of thy people, and there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered, everyone that shall be found written in the book. So you see, that's what's up ahead, man. The time of Jacob's trouble. Okay. And as it says in that one song, man. Immortal technique, I believe. The point of no return, if I'm not mistaken the name of the song. It says, end of the world, motherfucker, ready. The people out there. Basic, average Joes and, everyday boys and gals, they know already what the fuck about to happen. It's gonna surprise them as well. They're not gonna know what the fuck hit them, it's the time of Jacob's trouble is no joke. Then they're gonna administer the micro CHIP, which is the mark of the beast. So how long realistically does this kingdom have, man? Not a lot. We don't know the exact date, but a diligent estimate would be that we're talking about months. Whether it's 12, 18, how many months, 24 months, whether it's something like that. It's yet to be seen, but it's, as you can see, it's close. What does it say in 2nd Ezra chapter 9? Measured out the times diligently in itself. Okay. Ezekiel 37:2, and caused me to pass by them round about, and behold, they were very many in the open valley, and lo, they were very dry. The bones are our people, the valley is America. And he said unto me, Son of man, can these bones live? And I answered, O Lord Yahweh, thou knowest. Okay, because he that wandered out of way of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead, You are basically a living dead. Like even in Revelation speaks about their bodies was laying in the city called Sodom and Egypt, which is talking into that 350-year time period from 1619 to 1960s, from which time our people, we didn't know this truth, we didn't know our heritage, so we was in a dead state, okay? But it's by this truth that is determined if you live or not, okay? And this is why at the end of the day, we're looking at other nations as brutes, because they are not civilized, they are not sophisticated by this truth, man, and it's just this what it is. Okay? Give me a moment, Slovakia. Ezekiel 37 verse 5. Thus said the Lord Yahweh unto these bones, behold, I will cause breath to enter into you, and ye shall live. Okay? And this is a spiritual thing, this is concerning this understanding. And I will lay sinews upon you, and I will bring up flesh upon you, and cover you with skin, and put breath in you, and ye shall live, and ye shall know that I am the Lord Yahweh. Which you have to go back to the 60s when you had the elder Abba Bivens, okay, also known as Elijah the Prophet or John the Baptist, came back, okay, tied up this truth, Old Testament, New Testament, okay, accomplished his ministry, from that point on, but because he did what it said in Malachi chapter 4. He turned the hearts of the fathers to the children, and the hearts of the children to the fathers, lest I destroy the earth with a curse, or before this Babylon is destroyed. And then you see you had the 7, okay, with High Priest Arya, King Masha, High Priest Yahweh, okay, and the rest of the 7, I forget their names, you had High Priest Kasag, High Priest Lahab, High Priest Ishaya, High Priest Shar, so that's actually, that's the 7, Yeah, that's the 7. And then those were elders to our elders and apostles. Okay. Elder Apostle Taha, Elder Apostle Kabar, Elder Apostle Racha, Elder Apostle Aramla. So you see how there is generations. Okay. You have the elders, then you have, the men that are younger in relation to these elders. For example, you have Abba Bivens, who would be an elder to High Priest Arya, and to King Masha, and to High Priest Yahweh, which those would be elders to our elders. Elder Apostle Taha, Elder Apostle Gabah, Elder Apostle Racha, Elder Apostle Aramla. Then they are elders to other men that are now in this truth, which are then elders to us younger brothers. So how do you see how there's generations? So this is what it means. Let me read it, man. Let me read it. You know what I'm saying? You gotta know where I'm going to. I'm going to Malachi capítulo. Okay, verse 4, chapter 4, verse 1. Let me go from verse 1. For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, not as the Edomites, yea, and all the too wicked shall be stubble. And the day that cometh shall burn them up, said the Lord, Yahweh of hosts, that it shall leave them neither root nor branch. It's talking about America. And America totally going to be destroyed with nuclear missiles. But unto you that fear my name shall the Son of Righteousness arise with healing in his wings. Just going into talking about Yahawashi, and shall go forth and grow up as calves of the stall, which when Yahawashi arrives, only one's going to receive mercy are the elect of the Hebrew Israelites. The others are going to receive wrath and judgment. And ye shall tread down the wicked, for they shall be ashes under the soles of your feet in the day that I shall do this, said the Lord, Yahweh of hosts. Remember ye the law of Moses my servant, which I commanded unto him in Horeb for all Israel, with the statutes, and judgments. See is only for the Israelites this truth. Now this is the point that I was referring earlier. Behold, I will send to Elijah the prophet before the coming of the great and dreadful day of the Lord. This is Apabivans. And he shall turn the heart of the fathers to the children, and the heart of the children to their fathers. You see, that's what I was talking about, the generations. You have the elders, and then you have the men younger related to those elders. Beginning from Apabivans, learning this truth. That's the heart of the fathers being turned to the children, and the heart of the children being turned to the fathers. You have this order, everything done in decency and in order. You see? Lest I come and smite the earth with a curse, which lest can also mean before, which says here, before I come and smite the earth with a curse. So now we're in this phase. It is now when you have all the prophecies. You could have said that, you could not have said that 70 years ago. You didn't have the microchip technology. You didn't have, which 70 years ago would have been in the 50s. You didn't have the 12 tribes being woken up to this truth. You didn't have internet. You didn't have this truth going all places of the world. Okay? Sure, you had wars and rumors of war. You had the Second World War. But you didn't have the nuclear war build up. That's happening right now. It just wasn't there. But now we're living in the generation that's gonna see the end, man. And what really is gonna happen soon, because for our people, and especially when in this truth, this world system is it's not very practical. It's not practical at all. Your day by day, it's just just take it day by day, man. You just take it day by day. You have to endure, okay? Matthew 24:13, by he that endures to the end, the same shall be saved. Are we hastening the kingdom? Are we praying and wishing for the kingdom? Praying and wishing for Yahawashi to arrive. The scriptures say, when Yahawashi arrive, shall he find faith? When the Son of Man arrives, shall he find faith on the earth? The answer is gone. Yes, you're gonna have to elect faithful. Okay, waiting on the Lord. You see? Of course, you're also going to see a lot of unbelief. You're also going to see a lot of wickedness. Okay? Israelites that didn't make it. But you're also going to see those that did have faith, those that will receive salvation. You see? Ezekiel 37:7. So I prophesied as I was commanded, and as I prophesied, there was a noise, and behold, a shaking, and the bones came together, bone to his bone. And when I beheld, lo, the sinews and the flesh came upon them, and the skin covered them above, but there was no breath in them. Then said he unto me, prophesy unto the wind, prophesy, son of man, and say to the wind, thus said the Lord Yahweh, come from the four winds, O breath, and breathe upon these slain, that they may live. Little by little, our people have been waking up in these times. So I prophesied as he had commanded me, and the breath came in unto them, and they lived and stood upon their feet, and an exceeding great army. It's talking about the elect of our people, man. Okay, which is a spiritual army. Salakia, bear with me, man. And I'm gonna go another 15 minutes, get 1 hour, then that's gonna be Ezekiel 37 and 11. Then he said unto me, Son of man, these bones are the whole house of Israel. Behold, they say, our bones are dried, and our hope is lost, and we are cut off for our part. Therefore prophesy and say unto them, Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, Behold, O my people, I will open your graves and cause you to come up out of your graves and bring you into the land of Yasharala and of Israel, which hasn't happened yet. This doesn't represent the damn small hatters, but this is Ezekiel 37. Which I'm going to go through this complete chapter, in this chapter alone. You're going to be able to prove, you're going to be able to find proof that they are not the people, okay? Verse 13. And ye shall know that I am the Lord Yahweh, when I have opened your graves, O my people, and brought you up out of your graves, and shall put my spirit in you, and ye shall live, and I shall place you in your own land. Then shall ye know that I, the Lord Yahweh, have spoken it, and performed it, said the Lord Yahweh. Our people are still scattered. We are still in Africa, or North America, I should say first, South America, Central and South America, Africa, Europe, you see, Asia, Australia. So we're still all over the place, man. New Zealand, man, we in all the places, man. Not saying that, every single one in the planet Earth is an Israelite, but we all over, man. Like I began this video with Numbers 1:18. By the pedigrees of your fathers. I'll just give an example of my own father. My father, he has in total 3 children with 3 different women who are all Israelites. No matter what, even if the women were Hamites, okay, or Edomites, the offspring gonna be Israelites. So our people, we get busy. So then the offspring can be Israelites. So you're not gonna be able to tell by that appearance alone. Okay. Ezekiel 37:15. The word of the Lord Yahweh came again unto me, saying, Moreover, thou son of man, take thee one stick and write upon it for Judah and for the children of Israel, his companions, which are who? Judah, Benjamin, Levi, so-called Negroes, West Indians, Haitians. Then take another stick and write upon it for Joseph, the stick of Ephraim. You know, you wonder in Book of Revelation chapter 7 why it doesn't mention tribe of Ephraim, why it mentions tribe of Joseph. It's because they are interchangeable. The blessing of the firstborn should have went to Manasseh by the chronological order of birth, but you had Jacob who, you know, he put his hands like this, and you know, he gave that blessing of the firstborn to Ephraim, okay, or Ephraim, to be the main son of Joseph and the main house of the northern kingdom, or the main tribe of the northern kingdom. You see, the main tribe of the whole 12 tribes is Judah, but then separately the main tribe of the northern kingdom is Ephraim, okay, who is son of Joseph and is the son of Joseph that inherited the birthright of the firstborn that normally would have went to Manasseh. So that's why Ephraim is also interchangeable with the tribe of Joseph, as we read here. For Joseph, and right upon it for Joseph the stick of Ephraim, and for all the house of Israel his companions. You know, which have, you know, Asher, Naphtali, Gad, Reuben, Manasseh, Zebulon, Issachar. I'm missing one. Simeon. Yeah, I believe those are all the 12 tribes, you know. Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Gad, Reuben, Issachar, Naphtali, Aser, Manasseh, Simeon, Zebulon. Yeah, I'm missing one. I have to, you know, I want to get all them ones, you know. Yeah, that was the one, because I did mention Ephraim. Reuben, Simeon. This is a fucked up picture actually. So like, it's talking about tribe of Dan. You see, you have Judah, Benjamin, Levi, then you have Simeon, Zebulon, Ephraim, Manasseh, Gad, Reuben, Naphtali, Aser, Issachar. Okay. Which, by the way, you have Isaiah speaking about tribe of Dan. Don't believe me? Go to the website, man. IsraelUnited.org. Verse 17, and join them one to another into one stick, and they shall become one in thine hand. No, which is the 12 tribe chart. And you have the Latin tribes also. You know, Dominicans, Guatemalans, the Panamanians, you know, the Central Americans. You have Puerto Ricans, which is Ephraim. You have Manasseh, Cubans. You have North American Indians, Seminole Indians, Argentina and Chile. Then you have Colombians, the Uruguayans. Then you have Mexicans, the Mexicans tribe of Issachar. So lucky for that. I just dropped my phone. It's all good. Yes, lucky. Yeah. 12 tribe chart. Okay, which this phone been through a lot, man. Okay. And join them one to another into one stick, and they shall become one in thine hand. You know, it's describing the 12 tribe chart, okay, which is determined by a father and his father, you know, is patriarchal, you know, paternal. And a Shabbat Shalom, by the way, is the Shabbat, Sunday evening to Monday evening, and then Monday evening, Tuesday evening, you're gonna have the new moon. Okay, so a double Shabbat. Verse 18, and when the children of Israel, of thy people, shall speak unto thee, saying, wilt thou not show us what thou meanest by this? Say unto them, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, I will take the stick of Joseph, which is in the hand of Ephraim, and the tribes of Israel his fellows, which is talking about the northern kingdom, and the tribes of Israel his fellows, and will put them with him, even with the stick of Judah, and make them one stick, and they shall be one in mine hand. Which Ezekiel didn't do it. This is prophecy for our times, for our days. And the sticks, which, you know, a high priest, elder high priest Ariah, he deciphered many of the tribes who there are today. And the sticks whereon thou writest shall be in thine hand before their eyes, and say unto them, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, I will take the children of Israel from among the heathen, whither they be gone. Yeah. I will gather them on every side and bring them into their own land. This hasn't happened yet. No, Yahawashi is going to do it. No. And the angels, as per Matthew 24:30-31, verse 22, and I will make them one nation in the land upon the mountains of Israel, and one king shall be king to them all, and there shall be no more two nations, neither shall they be divided into two kingdoms anymore at all. So in the kingdom, it's not going to be southern kingdom and northern kingdom. It's going to be the kingdom of you know, of Yahweh, bahasham, Yahawashi, you know, which you're going to have 12 tribes. Neither shall they defile themselves any more with their idols, nor with their detestable things, nor with any of their transgressions. You know, Hebrews 8 and 10, we're going to be perfect. But I will save them out of all their dwelling places wherein they have sinned, you know, the elect, and will cleanse them. So shall they be my people, and I will be their power. And David my servant shall be king over them. Now, you remember I said there's a few points you can show that this doesn't apply to the small headers. First is, where do you see the tribe of Ephraim, tribe of Naphtali, tribe of Gad, Reuben, Issachar within the small headers today? You don't see those tribes because they are not the people. They are pretenders. They only claim Judah, Benjamin, Levi. What about the northern kingdom? You know, we have answered this mystery. They are the Latin tribes. So the second point is, they don't have David, King David, you know, being king over them. And David my servant shall be king over them, and they shall also have one shepherd. They shall also walk in my judgment, and observe my statutes and do them. Also they know observe the law, statutes, commandments. They have Pink City, you know, Tel Aviv, LGBT parades. That's not according to the law, statutes, commandments. They have kosher pig, you know, kosher pork, kosher pig, kosher pork. That's not according to the law, statutes, commandments. They're not the people, man. The scriptures say you cannot make this book, this Bible, with any other book. They have, yeah, we have the Talmud. They're not the people, man. And they shall dwell in the land that I have given unto Jacob my servant, wherein your fathers have dwelt, and they shall dwell therein, even they and their children and their children's children forever, and my servant David shall be their prince forever. This is going to happen in the kingdom, the true Israelites. You are not seeing this with the small hatters. Where do they have King David? Over there. They don't. Moreover, I will make a covenant of peace with them. It shall be an everlasting covenant with them, and I will praise them and multiply them, and I will set my sanctuary in the midst of them forevermore. My tabernacle also shall be with them, yea, I will be their power, and they shall be my people, and the heathen shall know that. The heathen shall know that, just know that. Hey, that's powerful. I, the Lord Yahawashi, do sanctify Israel when my sanctuary shall be in the midst of them forevermore. This is what we're waiting for. Waiting for Yahawashi to arrive, deliver us out of this wicked world system of today, and bring us into our land, so that we can rule, so that we can receive everlasting righteousness, man. Everlasting earth, this is what we're waiting for. Everlasting earth of righteousness. Lord willing, Yahweh the Psalm, Yahawashi, Mahar, which Mahar means quick, speedily. Lord willing, Yahawashi arrive speedily. This is our prayer, man. First, okay, for the conclusion, I want to give all praise, glory, and the highest honor to Yahweh, bahasham, Yahawashi, bahasham, Rachakdash. Double honors to the elders, apostles of Great Millstone. Shalom to the hopeful elect of the Hebrew Israelites. And to the next one, Shalom.